Hey, what is up guys? Mad Brick Reviews here, and I'm back with another video. Here I have set number 75093 with 724 pieces, so it is the Death Star Final Duel. This is a video I should have done a long time ago because I actually got this set back in, I think it was January of 2016, because I thought the set was going to retire. But this set has been on the shelves for a whole another year, and I think now it's finally going to retire. But this had to be one of my favorite sets. I can't say of 2016, but rather 2015, because of the minifigure selection that it brings. Now, before I start the video, I want to ask you guys to please hit that like button to show your support. I appreciate it so much if you did. Now, let's actually talk about the box real quick. Of course, you get Luke. Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, and 2 of the Royal Guards. I really like these guys. And this is actually the first set that they introduced the new Darth Vader helmet piece. It's actually 2 pieces. We'll get into it once we look at the minifigures. Here are some of the action shots, and these are kind of 3D animated pictures. This one actually looks really cool. And of course, you get a whole picture over there, some of the action features on it. And so yeah, let's actually get into the set now, guys. And I was very excited to build this. I don't know, when I first got it. Now I actually destroyed it once, but I built it up again because it's just a very nice set to have. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now this is a beautiful set that everyone should literally have. They made it smaller and fit it into the Death Star set. I currently don't have that set yet of this video, but I hope to get it soon. But to have it enlarged like this, and you know, just have it for display purposes, this set just looks amazing. And of course, you can use it as a display. Now, the minifigure selection in this is of course great, very movie accurate, because you know, of course, you see these characters in that part of the movie. Honestly, I don't remember if the Royal Guards in there, if they're even visible in that scene. But of course, wherever the Emperor is at, you get the Royal Guards. Now, let's actually get into the minifigures real quick before we start talking about the set and all those action features. Trying to hide it, and I don't want it to fall off the table. I'll zoom in a bit just so you don't get distracted by that. We'll start off with one of the Royal Guards. These guys are really cool. You get some print on the torso right there, and it just looks pretty good. I don't think, there's nothing on the back of them, but one side of the cape is darker and one side is lighter. I don't know if you can tell. Maybe if I flip it over like this, or if I just put these two together. If you can tell, I don't know if you can tell because of the lighting in my room. It's kind of weird. They don't, and if it stays focused, they don't have any head print, so it's just the mask that's covering it up, which I'm actually okay with. Then of course they get these staffs. I forgot what they're called. Ooh, I forgot what they're called. But you know, overall, with so simple printing on them, they look very good. And it's good to have multiple of these guys. Usually you only see 2 of them with the Emperor, but you know, I would think he would have backup Royal Guards. Then we have Darth Vader, and this guy is like not one of my favorite minifigures, but he has to be in the top 5 of my favorite minifigures, just because of this new headpiece. If you guys didn't know, I really hate the way the old version of Darth Vader looks like. It's all squished together and it didn't look accurate at all. I know for nostalgic people, they really like it because they've grew up with it. I also grew up with that version of Darth Vader, but I really hate it. So I'm so glad that they decided to redo his whole helmet piece, and actually it being, you know, 2 pieces. And that just makes it look so cool. So at the end of the battle, you know, he's sitting down, his hands cut off, and you know, you can have it exactly like it happened in the movie, which is so cool. Here is some of the back printing on that. So it's scars, of course his face print. think there's printing on the back. No, nothing on the back. And they are wearing the old style cape because now more of the Lego minifigures are getting some of that more softer, like unwrinkled cape, which I really love. And I know the Rebels set actually has that cape on him, and I wish this would have brought it, but I guess they weren't really introducing him into the Star Wars sets yet. Here is the torso print, looking very good. You can see his robes go all the way down, so that is very good. And he's just a good looking minifigure. And they're all falling right here. Whatever. And then we get, I'm gonna start off with Emperor Palpatine. Save the best for last. Obviously, meaning Luke is best. But here is Emperor Palpatine. He comes with these two, you know, electrifying pieces. I don't know what they're specifically called. One side is a darker blue. Underneath is the lighter translucent blue. You can have them any way you want. They'll still look, you know, really cool, really good. He comes with a double-sided face, and this face is more when he's actually shooting the lightning, force lightning. And here is the back of his double-sided face. He has no printing on the back, as you can see. He does have printing in the front, and I've never actually noticed that silver part on top of the torso. It's actually really cool. But I guess that's what it is. And of course, he comes with this hooded piece, because you never actually see him in the original movies without, you know, the hood piece on top of him. And then, of course, we get Luke Skywalker. My camera's being really bad today. He does have back printing, and of course, even though it's very plain printing, not much detail, it still makes up for it somehow. I think it looks great. Of course, you can get this minifigure in the Advent calendar, if you guys are lucky enough to even get it now, because that thing is sold out, and they're still selling this set online and in store. So I don't know what's going on with Lego or the stores that are selling them. You know, if you're lucky, go and get the Advent calendar so you can get, you know, this version of Luke at a cheaper price. But anyway, that is his front printing, and then the back kind of smiling. I don't know why they would make him smiling in the set. Maybe when he's talking with his dad. And then of course he comes with this accessory here, because he is in handcuffs. And you know, you just put him on. You're not putting them on to the actual hands, you're putting them onto the arms, which I think Lego did a good job with that. And he looks like he's been captured. Now with the actual set, this thing is amazing. I should probably zoom out. But this thing is amazing. I love the way they built it. Lego did a very good job with this. I wish they would design more sets at this scale with so much detail. Even though, I mean, it doesn't look like there's much detail, but when you have it in person, it actually does. Like even these little things right here, just make it look so good. The coloring on these tiles, it just looks very good. Of course, these doors can open up. You know, you can open them one by one. They don't open up together. And then once there's a piece right here that you can actually hook up together, and it's very light. It's not that heavy actually. But there's these two clip pieces on either side, which actually hold this together. And when you release them like that, and without having that piece come out, this whole thing can actually stretch out that far, and you can have even a whole different look to it, which is so cool, which I think they should do to other sets. It just looks so good like that, and especially when you have it open like this, you can see the bottom of this part, you know, the stairs, and you can have Darth Vader on this side, and Luke, obviously not arrested, but for purposes of not, you know, wasting your guys' time, you can have him standing right here with his lightsaber. Actually, I'm gonna do it just so it looks awesome. Please don't take me so long. But of course, you give him his lightsaber, stand him right there, and it just looks so cool. Now, one of the action features at the front of the set is you can place Luke right here, and you can have either Darth coming towards him. But if you put your finger right here and slam it down, he will kind of go jumping, but it's such an odd way that he jumps because he doesn't go forward. Since it's being pushed down to the right of him, he will be flying to the right. So it would go like that, and he just flew so far with semi-cannon. So anyways, that's really cool about that. And then over here on the stairs, you notice how these two have all the studs on them, but these two only have two. That is because it is an action feature itself. When you hit this lever right here, that's very well hidden, I would say so. You push down on it, and it will push out the stairs, and that went really far. I'll try to show you without any of the minifigures being on there. But easily, you can put them back together because it's only two studs, so you won't have to pull or tug on them. And it won't be that hard to actually, press down on it. So you just press down on it, and it will fall out. So it's either Darth Vader using the Force, or Luke, or not Luke, maybe Luke, or Emperor Palpatine, using the Force to knock down the stairs. I don't know if that was ever in the movie. I really need to rewatch my favorite movie, because that is my favorite movie out of any Star Wars movies. But I haven't seen it. I've seen A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back recently, like 2 days ago. So I'm trying to watch all the movies again, starting in order of when they were released. But anyways, then of course you can get Emperor Palpatine to sit back there. And actually, let me show you real quick. I'm gonna close these together just so it's easier to pick up. But he does have a few stickers right there, if you can see that. And these things look, I don't know, these things look really cool. The translucent blue on them makes them pop. Of course, you can sit the Emperor on there. And it kind of made space so his cape wouldn't get so wrinkled, but it's still very bad. You can either take the cape off, but I'm not going to. Because I don't ever really sit the minifigures down where they're supposed to be, but you can have them there. And of course, the chair swivels, which is a good thing because in the scene you see the chair swivel. So thank you, Lego, for making that little, I wouldn't call it an action feature, but that little feature on there. One thing that I don't have actually on here is in this little piece right here, the dark bluish gray, there's a hole down there. And what you do is press down over here. And you know what? I'll get Darth Vader's lightsaber. But what you do is put it in there, and it's supposed to be hidden. You don't see any translucent red. You don't see the blade. But you can pop it out, and it's so cool. You actually do get a spare lightsaber, and I'm guessing it's for Emperor Palpatine. But you never actually. I don't think it's an action feature that everybody's gonna use because it's not very. I don't know if it's very movie accurate. Of course, I told you I gotta watch the movies again. But yeah, and this thing keeps popping off. Why? Anyways, another action feature over here is you have Luke on the top, just right there, and of course Darth Vader and Luke are having a battle, and of course Darth Vader is trying to get Luke, purposely, and that wasn't supposed to happen. But he's, oh come on! But he stands up there, and what you do is either grab his lightsaber, or you can do it by hand. You just slice it towards that way, and it's supposed to fall. But Luke was actually revving on when I was purposely trying to do it. You just swing that down, and Luke's supposed to fall down. Can't go all the way down. It can't fold, all the way against the wall. But it's however way you actually hit it. Each of these 3 windows that you see in the back can, in fact, open up, but you never really see any of them get thrown out the window. Of course, they have this part, which is part of the movie scene, and it's not a square. It's kind of like square oval. I don't know if that's a shape. But of course you get Darth Vader to pick up Palpatine, and you can throw him down in there. All you gotta do is, you can either lift the whole setup and just pull him out from under, or you can have a very hard time with a big hand. and try to get them out. I'm never gonna get them out. It's gonna take forever, but you could do that. The amount of detail they put into here, again, is like what I'm gonna talk about. I actually like that they decided to put them down here too. These little translucent bluish pieces, the slopes. That was really cool. Of course, they had detail. I'm gonna clip these together real quick so it's easier to move. Detail right here. You know, with these X-paneled frame or window pieces down here also. That's more detail. You can even hide Luke down there because during the battle, Luke was, you know, trying to stay safe, but also attack Darth Vader. So of course you can hide him down there. Not much detail on this side, mostly because you're going to be seeing, well, I didn't realize he was still down there. You're going to only be seeing this part if you're going to be recreating the scene. So overall, I really like the way this set looks. I think Lego did a very good job. And, you know, if you still have time, I recommend that you guys go out and go get this set because it has been on sale for a long time. I remember buying it at Walmart for 70 bucks. Right now you can get it for at least 50. And especially if you have ranked up points on Toys R Us, you know, you can get an extra $10 off, 15, 20, whatever. So that's a very good deal to you know, to do that. But on that note, I'd like to say to please follow me on Instagram for things that are happening behind the scenes and more, and to follow me on Twitter for updates on videos, and to tweet me if you guys would like. Also, if you could please share the video for your support. Leave your comments down below. I will try to reply to you guys. And I love seeing comments. I love seeing people actually watch the videos. It just makes me feel really good. And, you know, I don't know. I like talking to you guys. So, thank you guys for watching and have a good day. Peace.